Okay, folks, this is Dr. Don. It's a little bit later. I had some dinner. It's almost 7 p.m. Saturday night. And let's see if we can get you some help on question two. I think when we wrote this section in the lab manual, we were trying to give you an idea that there's more to the filter function, that you can do a lot of wonderful things. And we gave you some links there to some helpful sites, but I think it may be confusing people. The whole thrust of this course is not to make you a coder. And right now, what you want to do is find the code chunk, want to rehearse, edit it for what you need for your remix, and press on. So let's take that approach. And it says here, question two, we want to look some more about a relationship, possible relationship between life expectancy and income. Logically, I guess you would think that the more money someone has, it might help them live longer, particularly looking all across the world. There are places that don't have a lot of money and a lot of food and medical care. And that's where we're going to investigate. We're going to make a graph plotting GDP per capita, which is a variable we used in question one, and life expectancy, using the life expectancy variable, for all the years for three countries, United States, Italy, and Germany, by filtering the country variable. And it said later on, make GDP per cap the X variable and life expectancy the Y variable. And it says, remember, you need to filter the data just to get those three countries and put them in a new data frame that we want to call Remix 1. A lot of students miss that part. Okay, and here's where the confusion part said, look at all those references. We don't need that. And what you do need, though, once you copy this code chunk, CC30 from 8.2.6 of the Lab 2 Rehearse 1, there's a link that takes you pretty close. You need to delete the plot portion because we don't want to have two graphs. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to go, first of all, over to this link, and that takes us down to CC30, and this is the code we want to copy. So I'm going to copy that code and then go back into my Posit Cloud. Question two, there's my code chunk blank, and we can see that we've got that code there now. One of the things I want to do right away and explain to you here, notice that we have some lines of code that appear in green, and they've got the hashtag # in front. When you put a # in front of a line of code, it turns it into text, and or Posit Cloud knows to ignore that. It'll still print it, but it won't try to run it as code. So what we can do here, instead of just deleting this, I'm going to show you how I can just put a hashtag there and it turns green, and a hashtag there and it turns green. You can delete this part if you wanted to. So now we just got the part we need, and it's already got a filter for us. All we got to do is edit it for the names of the countries. So you can see that I need to rerun because I don't have any data objects over here. And I'm going to run all the prior code chunks. At the top of each of these code blocks, there's two little buttons. One's run the current chunk. This is run all code chunks above. That's what I need because we need to reinvigorate all those things. So I'm going to run those. And you can see now we've got our Gapminder back, which is what we need there. And we want to filter it for which countries? Let me go back there to the remix. And we need it to be United States, Italy, and Germany. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to put in UNITED, STATE, States, ITAL, Italy, GERMANY. Now, I purposely made a mistake there. Actually, I made two mistakes. The second one I made was not double checking how these countries' names are spelled inside the Gapminder. If we go to Gapminder, you can see we've got country there and 101,704 observations. Remember, if I double click on that, it'll open here, and I'm going to flip this over, filter from the bottom. And if you go here, Zimbabwe, and look for the United States, that was the first error. There it is. United States has a space in the name. So if I go back here to my worksheet, you can see I need to put that space in there. And ideally, if you had any questions about how to spell or capitalize Italy and Brazil, you would check that as well. That was the second error, actually. Look at the name of the data frame, smaller underscore DF2. Now we go back here to the instructions. It said filter the data, those three countries, and put them in a new data frame named Remix 1. I forgot to do that. So I need to go back here, and we're going to change that to Remix 1 as per the instructions. And again, we commented this out, so now I can run this. And you can see we've got a new data object, data frame there, with just 36 observations of 6 variables. And those are Brazil, Germany, Italy. Did I mess that up? I forgot. Let's double check here. Italy, I got it right. Okay, so the data object is correct now, and I can hide that. And let's go on down here. It says, take this code, go back here in instructions, easier. It says, we've got the Remix 1 environment, we need to create the graph. So it says copy CC32 and edit it for the new data frame, and then put GDP per cap on the x-axis and leave life expectancy on the y. If I click that, it will take me over here to CC32. Just go ahead and copy that, go back, and I'll paste it. And what I need to do here is edit this for the correct data object, which is Remix 1. And we want life expectancy on the Y, but we want to change year to make it GDP per ERCAP. I guess I spelled it right. And color country. Now I need to change the label. Y is still life expectancy. X is now GDP per CAP, TA, dollars. And this is, I'll leave that title, that's okay. Or I could change it, B or S versus income for 3 countries. So let's run that. And I'm going to scroll down here. We can see, make this a little bit bigger so we can see it all. Got a nice graph there, labeling the Germany, Italy, United States in blue, green, and red, respectively. Life expectancy versus income for 3 countries. Could have made that better by making that a capital E. Life expectancy, GDP per cap. So we've got this pretty well done. And of course, what we got to do then is answer the question. So I hope this helps.